One of the final ones that we'll look at here is an interesting example that he had with New Age author Deepak Chopra. And he said that Chopra made an unusual statement about the text of the New Testament. He claimed that the King James Version was the 18th or 19th iteration of the Bible since year 313.
Wow.
So 313, that's a good fact to hold on to. This comment reflected, I think, the idea many people have of the New Testament have gone through a series of translations and retranslations, iterations for Chopra, before finally settling into the English version we have today.
All right, so we have the Bible, we have it written, and then it's translated once, and then it's translated again, and then it's translated again, and, and again.
The game of telephone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we have
but in different languages.
Or 19 of these things that has happened to the Bible. Right.
Well, what can we do here? So I would recommend a really, really good book about just translations in general. It's not just the subject, but the title is very provocative, and it's called The King James Only Controversy by one of my favorites, Dr. James White.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
a good book.
It's really good. Yeah. And so it talks about, the King James Version should be kind of lauded up, and it did a lot for people. An English translation from getting away from the old Latin. Right. You have the ability to read the Bible whenever you want. You had the
it wasn't the first English.
No, not at all.
But
you had kind of it popularized, and there was a lot of scholars working on that. Well, the fact of the matter is that all English translations of the Bible start with manuscripts written in the original language, Greek in the case for the New Testament, which are then translated directly into the English instead of multiple iterations. Like, it was translated from Greek to Latin, Latin to Old English to modern English, and then all the various different ones in between. And
so the versions of the Bible that we have not didn't come from various iterations with regard to translations. They are translations from the original Greek and Hebrew text, right?
Yeah, three key men brought manuscripts and multiple different manuscripts into the into the King James translation. Darius Erasmus, Stephanus, and Theodore Beza. Those are kind of the main ones. There were other ones used as well.
Erasmus was the main guy.
Kind of the main one. And, if you're in the Textus Receptus conversation, let's say, pretty heated, but an interesting discussion. And so it's not this game of telephone. In fact, the plethoration of manuscripts that we have currently, we can actually trace when scholars kind of went off the beaten path. And the very fact that we can say, oh, well, this was brought in because of this, shows that we kind of know what the original is. In fact, Bart Ehrman himself would say, we kind of know what's in the originals.
So we have so many of these various manuscripts that we can kind of put together what the original is. In fact, we have more than what we need.
Right. It's more than Homer's Iliad, which is the second most multiple copies of an ancient manuscript or a translation or a work. We have more copies of the New Testament than we have proof that Julius Caesar existed from written works of him, written hundreds of years afterwards.
Right?
Yeah. So again, interesting. I definitely would pick up King James Only Controversy if you want more into that category. So.